Hey everyone, it's Jose from Haunted Cruise, and I just wanted to drop by today to drop a little announcement into your holiday receptacle of choice regarding one of our special features coming up here on the channel. Those of you who watched our welcome video might have remembered that I made an allusion to a monthly book club that would be coming up, and that is what this video is all about. If any of you haven't seen our welcome video yet, highly suggest you check that out. It'll give you a little taste and preview of some of the things you can look forward to seeing from this channel in the weeks and months to come. So those of you who watched our welcome video may also remember that I had said that our book club was somehow related to the world of horror cinema. And I wanted to explain how that's actually going to work. Our book club is going to be called the Page to Scream Book Club. In the Page to Scream Book Club, we're going to be reading each month a book that was made eventually into a horror film. They could be books that were written in pre-cinema times, that were only made into movies decades or perhaps even centuries later. It could be newer releases that have upcoming adaptations in the works or imminent arrivals to the theaters or streaming world. It could be anything in between. So I'm really looking forward to it and diving into the whole world of not only horror literature but also horror cinema. So it basically works like this. For the Page to Scream Book Club, you can either watch the movie, read the book, do both of those things, or you could actually do none of those things and just watch the video. We're welcoming of anybody and everybody who comes to this channel, so whether you're literary minded and you're like, yes, absolutely, I'm all about reading that book, I will be there with bells on. If maybe you're more of a cinema buff and you've seen that film 5 times but you're just curious to hear about the book, watch the video. If it's something that you've never heard of, movie or book, and you had just wanted to find out a little bit more about both or either of those, you can watch the videos. You can participate in any way you like. My hope is, of course, as a librarian, that those who are maybe traditionally book curious but not necessarily literary aficionados maybe will give books a chance, having already seen the film or loved the film or been curious about the movie. It's like, you know what, I think I will check out that book. Dive in, please, by all means. But again, it is not a requirement, even though we will have a selected title each month. This isn't homework. You know, we're not looking to make anybody's lives rougher than they already are by assigning projects to you in your off time. Who needs that? Not anybody here on this channel, I can tell you that much, except me, because I have a complex. Book club videos will be posted on the last Friday of every month because we want to give everybody as much time as possible to either read the book or watch the movie or do absolutely nothing at all for the entire month and then just show up when the video premieres. When it comes to responses to the videos, you can also do one of a few things there as well. You can leave us a comment. That's easy enough. I really want to inspire a book club type atmosphere in the comment section of these videos. Let us know what your thoughts were, whether you read the book just now in preparation for our book club meeting, if you read it years ago but you have fond or maybe not so fond memories of it. Leave us a comment, tell us your thoughts. We want to hear from you. I cannot stress that enough from this channel. I want it to be a place where people can express themselves freely and we can discuss these things amongst ourselves, again, like-minded and unlike-minded. So please drop us a comment. If you have a channel of your own, whether it's horror booktube specific or whatever it is, if it doesn't have a concentration of any kind, but you just so happen to really like this book or really like this movie or have interesting thoughts about them, respond with a video of your own. I would love to see that. I would love to see video responses to our book club videos. Anybody who posts a video response of their own, I will add that link to our description on this video. So even though this channel is just getting started, I can't really offer you much as far as clout or, spreading your name out to tons and tons of followers, I can offer you a safe space, and I can offer you a little corner of the YouTube community to share your thoughts. And as I've said, that's what I really want this project to be. So if you respond with a video of your own to one of our Page to Screen Book Club videos, drop it in the comments, email it to us at our email address. You can easily find that in our description section. Let us know if you've responded, tag us however you can, write it in the title, whatever works. And as soon as I see it, I will add it to the description so that all of the folks who come to this page and this channel for that initial book club video will also see all of the wonderful responses that get sent out in the aftermath. Oh my god. So, enough about all the structure, right? Let's get down to the nitty-gritty. So today's video, as you might have noticed, is an announcement. An announcement is an announcement. So this is essentially how it's going to work. There will be the book club meeting videos themselves posted the last Friday of every month, but the month before, you will see these announcement videos on our channel where we announce the selected title for the upcoming month, just so that we can give everyone enough time, should they be so inclined, to find that book somewhere out in the world, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes. So, the selected title for our first meeting of the Page to Screen Book Club for the month of January 2022 will be... I don't know what this is. Psycho by Robert Bloch. Yes, Psycho, of course, famously made into a film in the year 1960 by Alfred Hitchcock, the master of suspense himself. Psycho is a cultural touchstone, so I figured it would be more or less an easy access point into this book club adventure of ours. So, for those of you who don't already have a copy of Psycho on your personal shelves at home, here's a couple options that you could always go with. Check out your local used bookstores. If you have a used bookstore in your town, hit them up, especially if they're independently owned, if they're not necessarily a Goodwill or a Salvation Army or just kind of like a generic thrift shop. If you have a dedicated used bookstore in your hometown or even within shouting distance of your hometown, hit them up. They are such a blessing. They do what they do pretty much, I would say, at least 50% out of love for the written word, and they always have such great and eclectic selections. Even if you think that you live in a part of the world that maybe is a little homogenous, I just expect to go in there and see like 75% James Patterson novels. Check it out if you haven't already. If you're already of the book buying persuasion, you probably have, and will probably know from that just about anything can end up in a used bookstore. It really is amazing sometimes. Some of my best finds have been in used bookstores that I would have never suspected would have held some of the titles that I've picked up in the past. So if you have a local used bookstore, independently owned, check them out. Give them your hard-earned cash if you can spare it, because they really are adventures in passion. If you don't have a independently owned used bookstore in your hometown, why not try the public library? As some of you know, I'm a public librarian by profession, so of course I advocate anyone to check out their local public library, especially if you haven't been there in a while. You may very well not only be surprised by what's on the shelves, but all the other cool stuff that they may have that has been up till now unexplored by you. Libraries are constantly changing, they're constantly innovating, so if it's been a while since you've been in your public library, maybe your card's expired, maybe you never got a card, check it out, and check it out of course to see if you can pick up a copy of Robert Bloch's Psycho or any of the future titles that we'll be covering in the future. One more thing about the public library, actually two more things about the public library. So of course, most public library systems have their own dedicated web presence. So if you just do a search on your phone or on your home device for public libraries, chances are it should be able to scope out the ones that are closest to you, so you can hop right in there and search the catalog of your own closest public library system to see if they have a copy of Robert Bloch's Psycho. But cool little resource that I did want to point out to you that not a lot of people know about. I actually didn't really know of its use until only just recently, is a little website called WorldCat. WorldCat. And the name pretty much breaks down exactly what it is. It is a online catalog for many, many, many public and school library systems, and by school I mean like university level library systems in the world. So when you log into WorldCat and you put in your location qualifiers in there and you search for a particular book, say like Robert Bloch's Psycho, it will actually pull up the library systems in 50, 100-mile radiuses that actually carry that book. So I mention that because if you're, say, discouraged, you go into your own home public library website, into the catalog, and they don't have the book that you're looking for, whatever it may be, whether it's for this book club or just your own recreational reading. If you search on WorldCat, it will actually show you if any nearby systems have that book. And there are a couple benefits of that. One, if it's a system that's pretty close to you, a lot of neighboring counties or public library systems will have a reciprocal borrowing policy set up. So say if you're the next county or the next system over, you can get a card maybe in your home county or system and then use that card to set up an account in the other public library system, and then essentially have the one card to hop and skip between the two systems to check out books and other materials in that other system. Well, that's great. You can go about it that way. But maybe if it's a system that's not so neighboring, or you live in a huge county or system and the next one over is 50 plus miles, who knows? One other thing that you can look into at your own home public library system is interlibrary loan, ILL. And let me tell you, that stuff is ill, because what it is that you can actually request a book from a neighboring system or even a far away system. So say for instance there was a county public library system 7,500 miles away within my own state. My home public library system has it set up so that I can place an ILL, an interlibrary loan, on any book or material, any book that is within the state that I can find on WorldCat. So even if that system is hundreds of miles away from me within the same state, as long as it's in the same state, I can place an ILL hold on that and it could be sent to my home public library system for me to pick up and enjoy. So those are two options that you can use when using WorldCat. Look it up, see if it's available at a neighboring system. Maybe you can just hop right over there and pick it up off their shelves if they're not too far away. Or if they are super far away, check and see if your own home public library has interlibrary loan, ILL. And you may be able to have that shit expressed to you in a matter of a week or so, if you're really lucky. One more thing about the public library too is that there is many times a bookstore not too far away, and usually within the same building as your public library. Maybe some of you have already shopped there before, but that bookstore will more times than not be linked to the Friends of the Library group. Now the Friends of the Library are great. Every system has its own set of friends. Every individual branch may have its own set of friends, and the Friends of the Library is a volunteer group of supporters who, through means such as setting up a bookstore on the library premises and other fundraising events, raise money for library programs and purchases. So the great thing about that, especially our Friends of the Library bookstore, is that they have a great selection. They sell their stuff at insane discounts. I'm talking picking up books for less than $1. And they're in great condition. There's, like I said, a wide, diverse selection a lot of times. So it's kind of a win-win. You get access to a really great used bookstore, and the money you contribute there goes towards the programs and the resources available at your own public libraries. So what more could you possibly want, honestly? And if you're able to find a copy of Robert Bloch's Psycho there, oh my god, you have the greatest system on earth, and do not let that treasure go. And then, of course, barring all of that, you can always try to shop online should you be so inclined. If you want to hit up Amazon, if you want to hit up eBay to see if you can get a reasonably priced copy of Psycho in this case on any of those online marketplaces, which you should. It's not necessarily a huge in-demand book, but it's also not quite out of print either. So there are still quite a few copies circulating out there. It's not a collector's item to any degree, really, so you should be able to find a reasonably priced paperback copy somewhere on the online marketplace. So I just wanted to give folks a couple options out there that maybe you didn't realize could get you access to books, and get you access to books that maybe doesn't put so much of a weight on your wallet. So like we said, check out those independently owned local used bookstores. Check out your public library, whether that's your own home branch or anywhere in your state if you got that ILL connection. Check out that Friends of the Library bookstore that's probably hidden in a little corner that you never knew about inside your home public library, and you may be surprised by what you find, and what you may find might just be Robert Bloch's Psycho, which of course, as we said, will be our first title for the Page to Scream Book Club on January 28th.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
On January 28th, we will premiere our video and discussion for Robert Bloch's Psycho as part of the Page to Scream Book Club. So in the meantime, I hope you all have a wonderful and happy holiday season. If you're so inclined to join us, go ahead and get reading, go ahead and get watching if you want to give Alfred Hitchcock's film another rewind, or Gus Van Sant's remake. And even if you don't want to partake in any of those things, come ahead and just join us back on January 28th for the discussion. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to hearing what you all have to say about it, and I think it's going to be a whole lot of fun. So until then, this is Jose, and this is Haunted Cruise. We will see you in just a little bit. Have a great day.